In the heart of bustling Lagos, nestled in a narrow alleyway, stood Obalede compound, a cramped, noisy abode that housed 10 families. Each tenant had 3 kids, loud and hungry, their cries echoing through the compound like a perpetual alarm clock. The adults, equally loud, filled the air with their constant arguments over shared spaces, missing belongings, and unpaid dues. This was not just a home, it was a war zone where survival instinct thrived and peace was a might. Mama Nkechi, a plump, sharp-tongued akara seller, often complained about her husband who spent his days at the local beer parlor. Papa Fatai, a carpenter, was notorious for his booming voice and dramatic threats. Madam Bisi, a gossip queen, kept the compound alive with her exaggerated stories. Their children, ranging from mischievous toddlers to rebellious teens, formed a chaotic tribe that turned the courtyard into a battlefield. One sunny afternoon, as the tenant tried to nap, Tunde, Mama Nkeshi's youngest, sneaked into Papa Fatai's fruit sack. The boy, no older than 5, was thin, with shrinking cheeks, his oversized shirt flapping as he tiptoed. He grabbed a fruit and ran back to his mother's room, but not before Papa Fatai's eldest son, Shina, caught him in the act. Thief, thief, Shina bellowed, dragging Tunde into the courtyard. Mama Nkechi stormed out of her room, carrying a broom. Who called my pikin thief? She demanded, a wrapper barely tied around her waist. That's your hungry son, na thief. Papa Fata shouted, stepping into the courtyard, with his hands on his waist, his voice drowning out the protests of other tenants. Soon pots, brooms, and insults filled the air. Neighbors took sides, each defending their families of gladiators. That night, as the compound settled into an uneasy calm, Sheena disappeared. His mother, Madame Bisi, frantically searched the neighborhood, her cries piercing the stillness. The tenants gathered with flashlights, their suspicion growing. By dawn, Sheena's lifeless body was found in a shallow ditch near the compound. The tenants froze in horror. His head bore a deep wound and a bloody stone lay nearby. The compound became a pressure cooker of paranoia. Is Mama Nkeshi's family revenge for calling her pikin thief? Madam Bisi screamed. God forbid bad thing. Madam Nkechi wailed. Why would I kill a child? The police were called and every tenant was interrogated. Secrets began to unravel. The case moved to court. The compound tenants, now adversaries, testified against one another. Madam Bisi accused Tunde of the murder, claiming he had been seen playing with stones earlier that day. Mama Nkechi, sobbing, swore her son was innocent. The judge, a stern man with a graying beard, listened intently as each story twisted and turned. During cross-examination, it was revealed that Emeka, Papa Fatai's middle child, had been playing with Shina that night. Under pressure, Emeka confessed, it was an accident. We were throwing stones for fun and one hit his head. The courtroom gasped. Madam Bisi fainted. But the drama wasn't over. The police discovered that Shina hadn't died immediately. Instead, someone had moved his body to the ditch. Suspicion shifted to Madam Bisi herself. Under intense questioning, she broke down. I didn't mean to hide it. I thought they would blame me for not watching him. The case concluded with Emeka sent to a juvenile home and Madam Bisi fined for obstruction of justice. The compound, once a hub of chaos, became very quiet. Tenants avoided each other, their relationship permanently strained. Months later, laughter returned to the compound. The children played cautiously, the parents quarreled less, and a new plantain tree grew where the ditch once was. In Ombalede compound, life continued because in Lagos, drama might pause, but it is truly never going to end.